So, welcome back everybody to another episode of BS. Today we'll be checking out the new Marvel Avengers game. It came out on September the 4th and I've been playing it quite a bit over the last few days. So I thought I'd tell you in this video my first impressions of the game. And I've probably put about maybe 12 to 15 hours of playtime into it so far. So if you're curious, yet concerned, which happens to be an unfortunate mindset for most gamers these days, hopefully this video is going to help you out. I must also apologise if you noticed the graphical resolution for this video. It's still 1080p and 60 FPS, but you've probably noticed some pixels flickering all over the screen. I've had this problem with several other games. Like if you go back and watch my Modern Warfare video a couple of months ago, you'll notice it's the same problem. I tried my best to fix it, guys. I don't know what the problem is. I've tried, my TV settings and Xbox settings, all that sort of thing. I don't know. If you have any idea what it is, let me know. But regards to that hiccup, let me just tell you what to expect from the new Avengers game. Well, I wasn't actually sure of the genres this game was holding, so I quickly googled it and it states that it's a action role-playing brawler. So basically the online portion of this game is much like Warframe or Destiny, where you can travel to destinations and do a variety of missions. The gameplay you're seeing right now is actually one of these online missions I played with my friend over the weekend. You can bring up to 4 players in a mission, and if you don't get enough, you can either choose to matchmake random players alongside you, or you can fill up the spaces with some AI companions. We selected AIs because we didn't want to take any risks. And I have some Black Widow gameplay I'll show you a bit later on, which was me with 3 AIs just playing by myself, and they're actually surprisingly really good. So you can choose between 6 heroes for the time being, so I'll be doing my best to play them equally. I know there's a lot of people that like to, just select one hero and just stick with them the entire time, but I'm not really all about that. Because each hero has like their own progression system, so it's not like you can just level up and unlock something for every character once you reach that level. You have to actually play with the heroes to earn the new cosmetics and gear and skill points, all that stuff. So far I've played as Captain America, Thor, and Black Widow, and honestly I've enjoyed them all pretty much the same. It's not too much of a nightmare to learn the characters either, because you're basically pressing the same buttons for like the combos, the heavies, and the ranged attacks. But they just, they do different things. And if you're even a bit more worried than that, there are these like really cool tutorials you can do that only take like 3 to 5 minutes. They put you through like the basic movesets and then they let you fight a few waves to see if you were actually paying attention. There is a little bit of problem solving within this game as well. As you see here, me and my friend, we were supposed to go to the elevator because this space station that we were on was about to explode. But at least I didn't realize that there was 2 buttons on the wall we had to simultaneously press. And I just saw enemies coming to hurt me, so I kind of reacted. So we failed the mission, but luckily it didn't reset completely, it just takes you back to the last checkpoint. And given now that we knew exactly what we were supposed to do, we got to the door, pressed the buttons, and it was every man for himself, survival of the fittest. And I wish I left the party chat on, because the words that were being exchanged were hand in hand with what was going on screen. So that was probably my favourite moment so far, which kind of does lead me on to what I think makes this game shine, and that's having friends to party up with in this game. And I know that goes with every game, but I'm talking like you need some close friends. I'm not talking the ones that you played once with and it's like, oh yeah, I played that game with you, let's play this game together. Now I'm talking more the ones that you constantly keep in touch with, invite to parties even though you're not playing the same game. Those guys. A nice bit of social banter and chemistry can really add a lot of atmosphere that goes well with the type of game that this is. So if you still have that friend that owes you that beer, or maybe you've got a really cool sibling or parent, or maybe you've got a partner that booked you a biplane flight or a day at the spa for your birthday, I know what you're thinking. Jordan, you're getting ridiculous. No, I'm not. They're out there. Trust me. I've seen it, heard it, smelt it.
We good? Okay. We're cool.
So this is the campaign. I've only played about 4 to 5 hours of this so far, so I've still got a bit to go. It's alright. It's kind of like a nice extended tutorial with cutscenes in between. I haven't really touched it since I've been playing the online portion, but I do intend to complete it. We play as like this new character called Kamala, who is attempting to bring the Avengers back together after they've been labelled as dangerous outcasts. I do quite like the idea that the story, at least the one I've planted in my head, the idea of like this being every little kid's dream, being a part of a superhero group, saving the world and just beating the living shit out of bad guys. I actually never had many superhero toys. I did have a Joker costume one Christmas, and I may have worn it to one of those dresses you please days in school. Like, if you're not from the UK, at school we have these dress codes, so you have to strictly wear these specific school uniforms that the school hands out to you. And maybe half a dozen times each year we would have these days where you could just come in and wear what you wanted, and it was usually for like charity donations, like cancer support, children in need, all that stuff. And about 99% of people would just wear a nice pair of jeans, t-shirt, cardigan, you know, the kind of thing you'd wear out for a night out. So, but this one particular year, your boy here was was part of that 0.1%, and I took my Joker costume. I did make the wise choice of wearing like some secondary clothes underneath, so I did like have a plan B if things did go sideways. I believe this was during the first year of high school for me, so I was still like in that zone of, you know, putting my foot through the door, knowing the ones I wanted to hang around with. It was a bit outlandish. Unfortunately, I don't remember much else about that day. I do recall wearing the full thing in one of the classes, but I want to say by the time I got back on the bus to go back home, it was off. And maybe I came to my senses that it was maybe a step too far. A little cringe, maybe, but I'll defend it for two reasons. Reason one is because wearing a Joker costume to a Dress As You Please day at school is way better than being the one who forgot that it was a Dress As You Please day. I know this because I've experienced that too. If you're that one kid that forgets it was not a school uniform day, you just feel like a lower class citizen of society. All of my friends are walking around in nice jeans, cool t-shirts, killer shoes, and then there's me with like my baggy school uniform that's more akin to a parachute. And two, surely you've made decisions in your life that you don't look back on with dignity. So now I hope with me saying that I got you thinking about it, I hope you're hurting inside. So this is some Black Widow gameplay I've captured. Hulk, as you see here, brought his pet rock. Like I was saying earlier about the AI companions, if you're playing with a friend or two, if I could give you a tiny bit of advice, do your best to not be the one hosting, because if you have a couple of AI companions running around with you, they will stick to you like glue in between like the set piece battles when you're just running around like looking for stuff. Maybe they follow you around like faithful dogs, and often they'll come in and steal your kills. But to sum up my thoughts so far, the game as a whole, it's a nice social kickback, I'll say it like that. It's not a game to take too seriously or plan out strategies beforehand. It's just great to hop in with a few buddies, catch up, and ultimately smash, as the title suggests. The only real concern from me so far is the longevity. It's hard to say because the honeymoon phase hasn't really hit me yet, and I've not watched anyone else's thoughts, or which is actually a first time for me. Usually I do like to get a glimpse of what other people think before I actually spread my own, which I shouldn't really do, to be honest with you. Although I have seen some of the titles in my recommended, and that does give me certain impressions. And I don't mean to slag any of these guys off because I don't want to come across like my opinion's more valid. But I'm assuming that these people have different schedules than myself. By that I mean that they've probably been pumping hours into this game for days on end to get their thoughts out there as quick as possible to help the anxious undecided. But myself, you know, I've got stuff going on behind the scenes. I'm recording this on a Thursday, and I've already missed 2 out of the 6 days that this game's been out because, you know, of other deeds or just being tired. You know the thing. So perhaps my senses don't start tingling as quick as others do, but so far I've really been enjoying the game. I think that there's some, if you've got some friends to party up with and have a good laugh with, I recommend it 100%. And, you know, my next purchase isn't until November, which is going to be Cyberpunk. So, you know, I've got 2 months to get my money's worth out of this project, which is, it's fine by me. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of BS. Let me know your thoughts if you have played the game. And, yeah, take care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye.